We will cover up nouns today. Starting with the definition. Noun is the name of any person, place, animal or thing. Next we will go with the classification of noun. Noun is classified into kinds of nouns. Next classification is its gender. Third, numbers. And fourth one is the cases. Kinds of noun comprises proper noun, then common noun, collective noun, abstract noun, and the last one is material noun. Genders, masculine gender, next is the feminine gender, common gender, and neuter gender. Numbers, singular and plural. And the last case is, first case is nominative case, second case is objective case, third is dative case, fourth is vocative case, fifth is noun in opposition, and last one is the possessive case. So basically kinds of nouns everyone would have studied. Proper noun means name of anything, any person, any place, that is a proper noun, such as Ram or Shyam. Name of any person or name of any place, that means proper noun. Common noun, suppose we have a word here boy. Boy is a common noun, whereas Ram is a proper noun, because Ram is also a boy and Shyam is also a boy. The word boy can be used for both Ram and Shyam, and anything that is used for more than one, it means common. Next is collective. Collective means collection. Collection means group of something, that is collective noun, such as fleet of ships. Fleet of ships means group of ships. Abstract. Abstract is further classified into three types: quality, action, and state. Quality means honest. Honest is a quality. Action, such as laughter. Laughter is a action. State, childhood, youth. This all is state. Material, anything that can be made from a thing, that is a material, such as gold, silver. Gender, masculine, feminine, common. Masculine gender means male, and for males we use he. Feminine gender, female, and for females we use she. Common gender, that are more male and female both. Neuter gender is used for non-living, and we use it for it. Basically, for any examination, whether it's SPI, PO or SSC seizure, kinds of nouns and gender, no question comes from kinds of nouns and gender. We can expect a question from neuter gender, and that question can be: the baby has spoiled its dress. Here, its is used for baby. We are using its for baby, whereas baby is a living being. It is a neuter gender, and neuter gender implies non-living, but here we are using its for baby, whereas it should be his or her. The point to understand here is, from the word baby, it is not clear whether it is masculine or feminine. Means, from this word, the gender is not clear, and the words from which genders are not clear, we use neuter gender for those words. So here, with baby, its will be used. This is the question that can be expected in exams, because the student gets confused that here should be his, but only and only its will be used here because the gender is not clear. Next, numbers, singular and plural. Singular means one, and we use is for it. Plural means more than one, and we use are for it. It seems very simple, but it is a very complicated topic. And we face a lot of difficulty in this topic because there are few words that seem to be single but are plural, and there are few words that seem to be plural but they are singular. So basically we have to identify those words and we have to learn those words, and for that we have to do a lot of practice. We'll cover up this topic later in detail. Cases. We will start up with cases. First case is nominative case. Nominative case, suppose we have a sentence here. Ram is playing. Here the subject is Ram. What is the subject? Anything that does action is a subject. And what is the action here? Playing. Ram is playing, so Ram is a subject. The subject always remains in nominative case. Subject means nominative case. And if we have a sentence here, Ram hits a ball. So here the subject is Ram and Ram is doing an action. Action is hit and Ram is hitting a ball. The action is being done on a ball. So ball is an object here, and the object always remains in objective case. Dative case. Suppose we have a sentence. Ram gave Shyam a ball. Here Ram is giving a ball to Shyam. So this is a dative case. Dative case means we do a favor for a person, such as a mother cooks food for his son. So mother is doing favor. This is a dative case. Vocative case. Ram, come here. Here Ram is being addressed. Ram is being called. So the person who is being addressed, that person is in vocative case. So basically, we don't get any question from dative and vocative case. The main parts are nominative and objective case. Its base lies in nouns, but questions come in pronouns. This is a very important topic in pronouns, and we will cover up this topic in detail in pronouns because we get many questions such as who and whom. Who and whom in pronouns, relative pronouns who and whom. That is based totally on nominative and objective case. So we'll need to have a good knowledge of nominative and objective case, and we will study it in detail in case of pronouns. Noun in opposition. The meaning of the word opposition means to follow. Suppose we have a sentence here. Ram, Shyam's doctor has come. So here we have a noun Ram and the second noun is Shyam. So the second noun is said to be noun in opposition because second noun is following the first noun, and we make the possessive case of noun in opposition. A simple way to understand it is that doctor is Shyam's, doctor is related with Shyam, so we will make the apostrophe of Shyam, and Shyam will come next to Ram. Next is possessive case. This is the most important part of nouns, and a large number of questions are expected from it. Possessive case means possession, and possession means to own something. Okay, so if we have a sentence here, this is a bag. It means this is a bag, simple sentence, this is a bag. If we have to write, if it's written, this is my bag. This is my bag means this bag belongs to me. I have the right on this bag. This bag is mine and I own this bag. So basically the words that claim ownership on an object, those words are called possessive words. Suppose we have a proper noun here, Ram, and we have to show that this bag belongs to Ram. So how will we write? Ram's bag. In the case of possessive, we have to make, if we have to consider the case of proper noun, in the case of proper noun, we will add apostrophe s and make its possessive case. Okay. So basically, if we have to make a possessive case of proper noun, we have to add apostrophe s to it. But there are few words in which we don't add apostrophe s, we add only and only apostrophe. Such as if it's written here, boys hostel. or girls hostel. In this case, boys only we have added apostrophe, we have not added s. In the case of girls, we have added only apostrophe, we have not added s, because these words are in plural. All the words that are in plural, we only add apostrophe to that, we don't add s. We add s only to the proper. Next point to remember it, there are few words such as its, yours, hers. These words are already in possessive case, and these words cannot be written as its, yours or hers. This is totally wrong. Only its, yours and hers. These words are already in plural. In the case of its, understand the difference between its and its. We all have seen these sentences, its and its. Its is possessive case and the full form of its is it is. If there is a sentence, it's raining. It's raining means it is raining. So we can expect questions from this part, and the question may be based on possessive case and its apostrophe s. So we have to identify that its means possessive case and its means it is, and we can also expect questions such as yours then apostrophe. We have to remember that the words its, yours, hers, these words are already in possessive case and we cannot make their possessive. The next classification of noun is, suppose we have here nouns. Noun can be classified into countable and uncountable. Countable noun and uncountable noun. The point to remember here is countable noun can be singular and plural both, whereas uncountable noun is always and always singular. If we take an example, pen, here pen is singular. If we make plural of pen, it will be pens. If it's a single pen, we will add here a, and if there are plural pens, we will add here many. But uncountable always remains singular, and if we take an example such as milk, we will not add any article here. We will not add any article here. We will add some or much, because milk cannot be counted and we cannot use any article here. The point to remember is, in the case of uncountable noun always remains singular, and the second point is we do not use article a in the case of uncountable noun. 99% of the paper that comes from noun is based on uncountable nouns and possessive case. So these are the two things that you have to study very well in nouns, because we expect 99% of the questions from possessive case or from uncountable. Suppose in the case of uncountable noun, the question that comes is, he gave me informations. He gave me informations. This question is a very important question and it has been asked in many exams. He gave me informations. Here, informations is an uncountable word. Informations is an uncountable word, and uncountable word will always remain singular. Means the error here is informations. It will always remain information. He gave me information. This is the correct sentence. Next, this sentence can also come. He gave me an information. He gave me an information. This sentence is also wrong, because information is uncountable and uncountable always remains singular, and in the case of singular we cannot use article a or an. It means we have to remove and from here, and the sentence will be he gave me information, and this sentence will be correct. Now the thing is, we can rewrite these sentences in many ways, such as we can write it as he gave me information. This is correct. He gave me a lot of information. This sentence is also correct. Then we can write this sentence as he gave me a piece of information. First rule was information will always remain in singular. So here information is in singular. Second rule was we will not use article a with uncountable noun. Here a is not used with uncountable noun. A is used with piece. It means we have inserted a word that is piece and we are making the singular of piece. If we take up next sentence, he gave me many pieces of information. Here we have inserted many and this many is used for pieces. We are making plural of pieces. We are not touching information here. In this case also information, we are not touching these two words. We are just making singular and plural of pieces. Okay, means uncountable word, uncountable noun will always remain singular and we can change the word that we have introduced here. More words are there such as stationery. This is also uncountable. It will always remain singular. Furniture, jewelry, and crockery. We have to learn these words and the only way of learning these words is practice. We have to do a lot of practice and in exercises we will encounter many more words that are singular and we can expect many questions from this part. And basically the question will be he gave me information. Here it will be he gave me information and we have to identify that information always remains singular. Okay. Then there are few words that always remain in plural, such as if there are sentences, where are my pants, or give alms to the beggar. Here pants and alms, these words will always remain in plural and there are many more words. Goggles, spectacles, tongs and many more words which always remain in plural. And in these words we will use plural verb. Next is there are words which always remain in singular, such as mathematics is my favorite subject. Here mathematics seems to be plural because at the last S is written, but mathematics is not a plural word. Mathematics is a singular word. Physics, economics, news. All these words seem to be plural, but all these words are singular. Most important word is news. You have to remember that news is singular, and with news we will use is. Many questions have already come in exams, and there was a sentence with regard to news, and in that we just try to identify that news is a singular word. News is a singular word and it is always used in singular. And there are many more rules that we are going to cover up, such as if there is a sentence, he bought 2 dozen eggs from the market, and the next sentence, he bought dozens of eggs from the market. The point to understand here is the question that comes in exam. He bought 2 dozen eggs. Okay, this is the question that comes in exams, and we have to identify error in it. First thing that you have to understand is here it is written 2, and this 2 is qualifying dozen, and anything that qualifies, that is an adjective, means here 2 is a numeral adjective, and after numeral adjective whatever the word is, that word will always remain in singular. So it will be 2 dozen eggs from the market. Next, in this sentence we don't have any numeral adjective. In short, we can say that we don't have any number, and if we don't have any number, this will remain plural. After that we will add of, and after that the word will be plural, means plural of plural when there is no number, and if there is any number, after the number the word will always remain singular. Okay, this is a rule from which many questions come, and it is an important rule. It is an important rule, so you have to understand this very clearly. Next rule is, if it is written town after town was devastated by the enemy. The error that comes from this part is, in questions you will find it is written towns. Towns will never be written. First thing is, town is a noun. After noun we have a preposition here, and after preposition we have the same noun here. And if noun, after noun, preposition, and after preposition same noun comes, then this noun will always remain in singular. So it means that town after town. It will not be towns after towns or town after towns. We can take another example. He inquired from door to door. Here it's written as door is a noun. After noun, preposition. After preposition, same noun. So basically, noun, preposition, same noun. It will remain door to door. It will not be doors to doors or door to doors, doors to door. This is the only way of writing it. Noun, preposition, noun. It will be singular, preposition, singular. Okay. Next thing is, he gave me. We have a sentence. He gave me. He gave me 1 rupee and a half. The question that comes in exam is, he gave me 1 and a half rupees. We have to understand that if in the sentence it's written a half or a quarter, it's written a half or a quarter, then first of all we will write the numeral adjective. After numeral adjective we will write the noun. After noun we will write and after and at the last we will write a half or a quarter. Okay? Such as, he gave me 2 apples and a half. He gave me 2 apples and a half. Here 2 numeral adjective, after that noun, after that and after and half. So these are some of the rules that you have to memorize, and you have to understand these rules, and you have to revise these rules daily if you want to qualify the examination. First of all, spotting errors is a very important topic, and majority of the students leave these questions because they are not able to solve it. And why are they not able to solve it? Because they don't have detailed knowledge on the topic. Okay, there are few topics such as pronouns, verbs that are difficult, and a student does not have full knowledge on it, and so whenever he sees any question on these topics, he leaves it. Okay, so nouns, there are few more sentences on nouns. Such as if we have a sentence, his hair is curly. Here his hair is curly. Here is an uncountable noun, and uncountable noun always remains in singular. So it will be only hair, and we will not write hairs. It is singular, so we will use here is. But next sentence is he has 4 gray hairs. Here we are using hairs. Hair is an uncountable noun, but here hairs is used. It means plural. And why is it plural? See, here is a word 4. 4 is a number, and we can count 4 hairs. It means hairs can be counted, and whenever a thing is countable, it can be plural. So here hairs are 4 in number, and we can very easily count 4 hairs. So if a specific number is written, an uncountable noun can be written in plural form. Okay. Then there are certain sentences such as the fish in the pond is dead. Next sentence is the fish in the pond are dead. Third sentence is the fishes in the pond are dead. Good. All the 3 sentences are similar. Only the difference is fish, fishes is are. First sentence is the fish in the pond is dead. Here the fish is singular, and so is used. Here the fish in the pond are dead. Here fish is written in singular form, but are is written here. It does not mean that the sentence is incorrect. Fish, and fishes. Fish can be, if we talk about this fish and fishes. This fish can be singular and plural both, and this fish is obviously plural. Means fish can be written in singular and plural both the forms. If fish is written in singular form, means we are talking of single fish, and if fish is written in plural form, we will write this fish, F-I-S-H, and we will add R here. And if we write this fishes, we will obviously write here R. Now what is the difference between this fish in plural form and this fish? If we take this fish, the fish in the pond are dead, it means all the fish that were in the pond, all those fish are dead. It means we are talking of more than one fish. But in the case of this fishes deals with variety. Here we are not concerned about the types of fishes, but here we are concerned about the variety of fish, whether the fish is dolphin, shark, whale, and etc. It means this fish means plural, but this is not concerned with variety, whereas this fishes means plural and it is concerned with variety. Same rule is applicable with fruit and fruits. This fruit can be singular and plural both, and this fruit is plural. This fruit in plural form means more than one fruit, but here also we are not concerned about the variety of fruits, and in this case we are concerned about the variety of fruits, whether the fruit is mango, apple,